Alright, so 3.0 is available, at least the beta is out to the public, but it is a beta. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to find some bugs in it. At least for me, the way I've been chopping up samples and building beats, I have not really ran into anything too concerning that has stopped me from being able to put a beat together. You guys have seen me put beats together right here on my latest videos, and it's been working great for me. Now, also a quick update for anybody that is signed up to the MPC course. I have the MPC Live Mark II and the MPC 1 Plus. Be on the lookout for the next few days. I'm going to start dropping the 3.0 course videos. So if you've purchased the MPC Live Mark II or the MPC 1 Plus, you're going to start having access to the 3.0 videos. So there's no need to worry about, am I going to be able to catch up to this 3.0? Is it going to be too confusing? I'm going to go along right next to you. We're going to take our time as we learn the MPC with 3.0, and also you'll have access to 2.0. Now, if you have not signed up to the course yet, make sure you go down to the link of this video and sign up today. I do offer payment plans, so if you want to start learning and make payments while you're learning, you go ahead and do that. Link down in the description. Let's get right into the video and have some fun. All right, so with this exciting news, I actually have this record that I'm so excited to sample. This is from Camilo Sesto, and the song that I'm going to sample from here is called Donde Estés, Con Quien Estés. There's so much soul in Spanish records. You know, novelas are so dramatic. There's so much like crying in them. There's so much drama, which is good for music, because when you listen to some of these records, you can feel that behind the music. Let's go ahead and listen to what we have right here and start chopping this up. On the side note, I'm feeling great. I'm so happy to be here with you. I'm happy to be alive and chopping up this video. And also, I think I just feel a little more excited that 3.0 is available to the public. So that's awesome. We're going to have some fun, chop this up, and just use the sequencer right here on the MPC and see how awesome this new sequencer is. I went ahead and chopped this up, and I have it right here in a program. I have it in track number 1. Man, I have 3 banks filled up with this, and I pitched this down -2 semitones. A few things to keep in mind as I chopped up, and the way I chopped this up, I should have actually shown you how I chopped it up, but I didn't want to waste too much time on this, but it's the same way as you would in 2.0. I go into the sample editor, I chop it up in manual chop mode. Once I convert that into a new program, it automatically puts me right here with a brand new track with that drum program already attached to it. And now with MPC 3.0, there is no longer the program editor. Now they just called it track editor. So it's the same thing. It's just called track editor. In order to go into your track editor, you just double tap right here your waveforms. And when you double tap that, it'll take you straight into your track editor. Being right here, the same way we would in 2.0, you go into your global, and this will affect the global pitch of that program. So I always like to drop it down -2 semitones. You go up -2. I think that just sounds awesome. It sounds dark. I love the tension that it builds with -2 semitones. This is a record that as soon as I heard it, the first bar just stayed looping in my head. I could not get away from this first bar that I gravitated towards, which is right here. That right there, it got stuck in my head, and I was like, I need to sample this. I want to get creative, and I don't want to just loop that as a whole entire track. I want to be able to add some variation to this. Now, what's really cool about MPC 2 or 3.0 is this sequencer. Now you have the sequence 1. The way I'm working is in sequence 1. It's at 2 bars, and it's at 81 beats per minute. Awesome. That's the way I would work in MPC 2.0. Set my sequence, set the tempo, set the bar length. But now what's really cool, I have a hybrid of still working the way I would in 2.0, but now implementing the arranger as I'm starting to do the intro, the verse, the chorus, and the bridge. So the way I would use this, and here's an example on how I would go about this. I'm gonna record this. I have a drum break that's looping right now in the sequence, and I'm gonna just add these chops to that 2-bar sequence. The way I would in 2.0, nothing different right here. Let's go ahead and lay that down. Awesome, man, that actually sounds really, really nice. So that's the way I have it. It's just an idea. I have a 2-bar loop or a 2-bar sequence right now. Now, let's say I'm like, you know what, that sounds great, but I want that to be like the foundation of my song. I want that, that's already like the verse of the song. But what if I want to add an intro and add something before this without having to create a bunch of different sequences, which that is a bit confusing. The way I'm working now is instead of building a different sequence with an intro, I'll stick with sequence 1 and I'll hit this little pencil icon right here and I'm gonna double length. Now it's at 4 bars. Now if I hit that pencil icon again, I can double length again. Now it's at 8 bars. Hit that pencil icon, double length again. Now it's at 16 bars. I can hit that one more. Now it's at 32 bars. That's a pretty long sequence, and that's what I want to stick with. Is all it's doing is just duplicating or doubling up what I recorded in those first 2 bars. So it's going to play that for 32 bars. What's really cool is now being right here, I'll jump over to this arranger. When I jump over to this arranger, I can start working with bars and I can start changing certain bars and start building my track within this arranger the way I would in Ableton or in any other software or any other DAW. So being able to build the idea in my sequence, and then once I have that a skeleton or the foundation, I just duplicate it and bring that over and I start working with this arranger. Now being right here in this arranger, I can zoom this out. As you can see, this is 32 bars of length. What's going to be your best friend right here in this arranger is going to be these Q links. Being in the first Q link, using Q link 3 and 4. These two will select your loop section. So what do you want to work with? Let's say for right now, I want to work in an intro. So the intro, how many bars is going to be my intro? I'm not sure yet. First, let me sketch out an idea and see what would sound good for an intro. I got like 4 bars that I can work with right here as an intro. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use Q link number 3 and I'm going to set my endpoint and I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to just select the first 4 bars. Awesome. So right here, I have these first 4 bars. And what I can do right here, I don't even have to go back to the sequencer. I don't have to go and look at the sequence. I can stay right here. As long as I have my chops and my drums, all I'm going to do, I'm going to hit record, play start, and it's going to overwrite what I had in this loop. And I'm going to overwrite that with the new chops that I want to add as an intro. So it's playing with the drums in the background, but I could easily just discard those drums and take those away from the first 4 bars. How do we do that? Well, pretty easy. Being right here with the arranger window, I have my drums track right here. Whatever I have selected with this selector, if I have these first 4 bars selected, I can just select this editor and I can just hit erase. And it's going to ask me, what do I want to erase? I want to erase from bar beat 1 all the way to bar 5 beat 1. And what track is this going to erase from is the track number 2, which is my drums. I'm going to hit do it. And now if I hit play, we should only hear the sample chops with those drums erased. it's a little weird at first for me when I had to go into this editor and like do the selection, but I got over that very fast because as long as you have this looper or this, I don't know what it's called technically, but this selection right here is going to delete that as you select which track you want to delete from. Now I noticed right here, this is what makes this really fun. This is awesome intro. That's repeating a little too much. So I want to work on the fourth bar of that intro. So you could do it the way I did it with this editor. Select that, go to erase, and I have my sample chop track selected, and it's only selected that fourth bar. I hit do it. It just deleted the fourth bar. That's it. It did not delete my entire sequence. It just deleted that fourth bar. So you'll start moving really fast once you acclimate with this arranger and the tools that it has. Oh, that is so cool. Now I feel comfortable working like this. This is my favorite way of just deleting certain sections. Another way you can delete certain sections is if you select the specific track that you want to delete from, you hit this little arrow icon and this automatically will pull up your grid editor. You can start deleting specific notes. You don't have to select bars because right now doing it the way I showed you up here, I don't know why. I don't know if there's a way around this, but I can only select bars. I can't select beats within bars, so it just moves increments of bars. So if I want to select specific notes, I have to go into this little grid editor and delete the notes right there. Now right here, there's 4 loops or 4 bars within this section right here. But on the fourth bar, again, I want to break up this pattern and I want to do something different right here. So easily I can just select that fourth bar and try something different. Maybe right here on the second bar, I can switch something. And let's say right here, I want to drop out those drums or mute those drums so there's a quick silence. I select these drums, I go into my mutes page, and right here I have my drums and my sample chop. I want to mute the drums just in the first beat of that bar so it can sound something like this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and select this option right here and make sure it's in W and it's showing the red icon. And I'm going to hit overdub record, play start. So now we can hear sound like this. Now, as you're watching me chop up these records and sequence these sample chops, if you're part of my Patreon, I do provide you with the sample chops that I'm using right here. So you go ahead and download these melodic sample chops, put them into your SD card, load them up into your MPC 1, MPC Live, MPC Keys, follow along or recreate your own chops after this video. So if you are not part of the Patreon, make sure you go down to the link of this video and sign up. Also, I'm thinking of starting to go live, which is something that I'm so scared of doing, but I'm gonna start doing some live videos here on my YouTube channel and a little bit more on Patreon. Since we're not that many people on Patreon, we're still a small community. It's easier for me to interact with you one-on-one if you guys have any questions. So if you're already part of the Patreon, be on the lookout. Hopefully later this week I can go live and just hang out with you guys there a little more in a personal level. All right, so I actually want to know down in the description, let me know, are you upgrading to 3.0? Is this something that you want to try out, or are you more in the, nah, I'm going to stay with 2.0? I don't think it's a right or wrong. If you stay in 2.0, that's awesome. I mean, if it's something that works for you, if it don't need no changes, then why jump over to 3.0, right? So let me know down in the comments, what part are you, 2.0 or 3.0? Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I'll catch y'all on our next video. Peace.
que do